The real reason your launch emails fall flat probably isn't what you think. You followed a launch formula. Maybe you hired a copywriter. Maybe you even did a bunch of paid ads. And yet, almost no one bought. I know what it feels like to put months of a runway together and this epic plan, and you're dreaming of all the people you're going to serve and all the new customers you're going to welcome, and maybe even what you're going to buy or invest in with all the proceeds and profit that you made from your launch, and then it not go like you planned. It's really deflating and it's not easy to recover from. Sometimes it sets you back. I remember talking with an entrepreneur once. They did this huge launch runway, almost 6 months of planning and prep. They hired a copywriter, they hired a sales page designer, they hired a strategic analyst to go through the whole thing, and it just wasn't what they thought it was going to be. In the end, they were really deflated, and they took about a month off to recover and plan their next move, and it really set them back. But the truth is that your lack of sales may have started months before you ever made your offer. After launching dozens of programs for myself, my clients, and some entrepreneur friends, some that soared and some that flopped, I started to detect a pattern that most marketers never talk about. So here's what no one tells you about launches. Most online business owners think that successful launches are about creating peak moments and a whole heap of urgency. But the truth is that a launch is just a test. It's a test of how much trust that you've built with your audience before you pitch. You can't show up twice a year and expect people to buy your product instantly. Instead, you have to become what I call a familiar, trusted character in their inbox. Launch emails fail not because of poor copy, but because of a cold, distant list. Here's the trust timeline that nobody's using. Your email list is an appreciating asset, meaning it'll be worth more to you in the future than it is right now, but only if you treat it that way. If you've launched in the past, this might sound familiar to you. There's all this buildup with you internally and externally and in your business, and if you have a team or people that you work with, in the lives of your clients and your prospects and people participating in your launch, there's this huge emotional crescendo and then a big crash right after the launch. And sometimes that gap between the big emotional high and the big emotional crash is so big that it creates moments, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, sometimes longer, of total silence. So the thing that goes hand in hand with all of the emotional part of the launch is playing the long game. Most people aren't ready to make a buying decision the first time they meet with you. Now, some are. That's how you get initial success, and you give those people that are stuck in pain and they really want some relief, and you're the right person at the right price at the right moment. Some will want to work with you right away, but the vast majority of people aren't ready yet. And if you put all your focus into that launch and then you ignore people who didn't buy, you're missing a huge opportunity. Instead of seeing your business around launches more like a roller coaster where it goes up, then it comes down, then it goes up, then it comes down, if that's the relationship with your list, I don't want you to see it as a launch roller coaster. I want you to look at it more of a launch staircase. And that's why most launches feel worse over time, because there's no focus on compounding. And if you're struggling with exactly how to structure your launch, I put together 3 of my top performing launch frameworks in maps that you can download for free, and the link is in the description. So what do we do with people that say no? And I want you to reframe that as it just means not now. It doesn't mean never. 85% of your list just isn't ready to buy yet, and that's okay. That's why it's important to keep the long game in mind and continue to nurture your list through regular communication. Like I said before, becoming a character in their inbox. And being consistent with your list and your strategy in between launches may not pay off immediately, and the payoff isn't obvious, but the ROI on consistency over time is exponential. And here's the sad part. Most people give up before the payoff ever happens. And every high ticket buyer I've ever had, they weren't new, they were nurtured. So here's how to stop the launch feast and famine cycle. This isn't about writing better launch emails. It's about building a consistent, long-term communication rhythm with your audience. And if you vanish in between launches, you're starting at zero every time. I want you to see your launch as one moment in a years-long narrative arc of how you help your customers. And this one change makes your launches feel lighter, not harder. So if your last launch flopped, here's what to do. I want you to recommit to the off season. What are you doing in between launches to grow your list, to grow your audience, and to grow trust? That's where the magic happens. Now that you know why most launches fall flat, let me show you how I write my emails in 2 minutes without AI. Click the link on the video on the screen, and I'll see you there.